Today, we are exploring a wheelchair accessible deluxe studio with roll in shower here at Disney's Old Key West. Old Key West is the original Disney Vacation Club property. It actually used to be called the Disney Vacation Club, and then they renamed it when they launched other big DVC properties. And so it is a little aged, but they do soft good reverbs and things like that. There is a doorbell, and the door does open with your Magic Band or your phone. It does not, however, have any sort of automatic door, and the lock is both that turn thing, and there's also a what is that? Is that a deadbolt? But you know, the slidey kind.
As you see here, we have double beds.
In a lot of DVC Deluxe Studios, they have a queen bed and a table bed, which gives you the option of having a real mattress come down from the wall, but then you can also put it up and have a couch. I believe Old Key West is the only DVC studio that still has two regular queen beds. So if that's something you're looking for, this is a great advantage. However, I tend to think that it makes the room feel a lot smaller. This room, the first thing I noticed when we came in was that it just felt like a smaller room than we're used to.
The height of the beds are 24 inches tall, and it may be a little tight if you were trying to get a Hoyer lift in here, as the space under the bed is very narrow from when I glanced at it earlier. As we come into the room a little bit further, you can see the blinds have the hook ring, which tells me that they put some thought into it so they can have someone who had hand challenges be able to open the curtains and close the curtains.
You can see we have a bit of a garden view here.
As Brooke stated earlier, this is a deluxe studio with attached veranda that looks out into the wild wilderness of the Florida outback.
Now, would I spend a lot of time out here? Probably not, because I'd be worried about snakes. But if you like being outside and you're not concerned about snakes, this might be quite lovely. Now, even though it's an old resort, there is no shortage of plugs. There's plugs on the wall by the bed, plugs on the back wall, plugs on the front wall, plugs on the other wall. And then, along with your Hey Disney, they have a charging station that has two USB-As and two standard US plugs. There's also two standard US plugs here. There is no shortage of power outlets here, which is nice. You get a very small dresser and a TV. That is connected to a one-bedroom suite, which then makes this a two-bedroom suite. And that is a very common configuration here at Old Key West.
We have a closet here that has a full size. Oops. Did not mean to do that.
Welcome to Old Key West. This is a great example of the age of this resort. Like, this is completely stripped. Like, there's no getting that back on there. So I'm putting it there for now, but I will probably leave it on the counter so that maintenance sees it. But there's a fairly sizable, like, not so mini fridge that includes a freezer. So that is nice, and we're assuming that they put it on the floor for accessibility reasons, because if we look at the other side here, we also have a very low microwave and the coffee pot, and so they have placed things in alternate locations in order to make it a little more accessible, which, you know, we appreciate. The bathroom has a pocket door. How is it, Adam?
It's very light, it's easy. It has that slow closure option on it, so it doesn't slam into the wall. We see we have the low hanging towels. Then we also have the roll-in shower behind me.
And the roll-in shower has the same plastic lip that Pop Century has, and so it is looking a little better cared for than the one at Pop Century, but they tend to flake off, so just, you know, be aware of that. If it feels unclean in here, let them know and they'll come back and do it. We have new, not H2O branded, so it seems like it's the same stuff, but now it has a generic branding and it doesn't say Disney or H2O, so that's interesting. The shower is on a pole, so it can be tall or short. Benches over here. Oh, it's like complicated. You gotta like pull this part out. that's the bench. The bench, I don't think it's dirty. I think it's just the kind of material they put on it is looking a little browner than I'm used to, but I actually don't think it's dirty. I think that the likelihood that you have a flood is high because if you're sitting in this bench, you're basically putting the water at this gap, you know? And so you're gonna have to be mindful of how you use the shower to try to avoid flood.
Roll under sink is standard height. We have the Disney branded lotion and bar soap, which I'm not a huge fan of the bar soap, but it is what it is. The grab bars around the commode are standard, fancy kind.
Yeah, they're pretty. So I appreciate that they're a little bit pretty.
Yeah.
They actually do match the towel bars. So that is a nice touch. So this is actually our second time staying at Old Key West. The first time was actually our first time ever staying at a Disney hotel.
Right.
And it was before we started blogging. So we do have a video where we took some of the pictures that we got from the room and spliced it together. That was a 1-bedroom suite, and so you can see what that's like, and that was also accessible. And certainly was a lot more spacious than this.
Yeah.
The 1-bedroom was too much space. This feels like too little space.
We have to find a little compromise or a middle ground
for sure.
Eventually.
So what's nice about Old Key West? First, it is out in the middle of nowhere, which means it's really quiet.
Yeah.
And so if you want to feel like you have a place to come and relax, like a sanctuary in the middle of Disney World, this is a great place to come.
Yeah.
There's a golf course here. It is very close to Disney Springs. There's actually a boat that'll take you to Disney Springs. You can also get a boat to Port Orleans French Quarter, which means you can go get beignets. You can also go to Saratoga Springs, both Port Orleans, the Riverside, and French Quarter. So you have options in terms of getting around outside of the parks. To get to a parks, it's going to be all buses.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it's one of the originals, they didn't have anything like that in mind when they built this resort. So everything is the buses. Because it's such a large resort, it is spread out. So they do have resort buses, and then also resort buses to the resorts.
Parks.
So just parks.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
So the way that the park bus is going to work is that it will stop at the front, the hospitality building, which is like the main building of the property. But then it will go around the property. So
and pick up people, yeah.
And pick up people. So you will have an opportunity to you can get a bus from near your room to the parks. It's just that you're going to have some stops. When we stayed here before, we noticed that we often came across buses that were full for wheelchair users. Most buses can only hold 2 wheelchairs, although a lot of the newer buses are now 3 and 4, so Disney has been working on that. And you can also get on an internal bus, go up to the front, and then be first in line for the wheelchair spots. And that's probably what I would do. If it really mattered to me to be there for rope drop or early park entry, which I've never even seen that because I'm just not that girl. I don't do mornings.
Yes.
But so if I did, I would either walk over or take the bus over to the hospitality building and then catch the bus from there so that you could be one of the first in line for one of those wheelchair spots during those very busy times when the buses get full. Later in the day, right now it's like noon, I don't anticipate we're going to have any trouble getting on a bus to go to the parks. But if you're trying to get that real popular time in the morning, consider that. Also pay attention to which bus stop is actually closer to you because it might not be the bus stop that has the same name as your neighborhood. So just take a look at the map and see what makes the most sense for you.
Overall, this is a very nice resort. Like Brooks mentioned earlier, it is pretty quiet. It's nice. It's old style. It does, some of the rooms, like I said, do need a little work. And so, but it has a little charm to it too. It's like it's just old style. Some of these chairs, they look well loved. But they're not like just break it down like nasty or dirty. It just you can tell that
it's old.
It's old. It's old.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
also, if you want a deluxe space, you want a kitchenette, you want a refrigerator, you want a microwave, which are things that you do not get in a regular hotel room at Disney, and you don't want to pay $1,000 a night, consider Old Key West. So why are we here? Because it was the cheapest amount of DVC points that I could use in order to stay one night. Right. And I also knew that we hadn't done a proper video of Old Key West, so I figured, two birds. Yeah. But if I wanted like a luxurious stay, I might do Old Key West in a 1-bedroom. In the 1-bedroom, you get a washing machine, you get it's just a different experience. You have a giant TV. It's just a very different experience. But being here for one night, this room, it feels small, but it is wheelable, right? Yeah. Adam has been on all 3 sides of the beds and didn't have an issue getting in. Plenty of places to charge your mobility devices or other medical things.
As you saw, all the outlets.
So many outlets. Yeah. So many outlets, which is funny because
it's when they built Old Key West, people had a lot of stuff to charge. Nowadays, they have reduced a lot of the outlets and stuff in other rooms I've seen. So
yeah, but okay. We will accept that as a valid reason. But it's a cute resort. The art is cute. It's very beachy. It's supposed to give you Key West vibes. There's a restaurant that is at the hospitality building called Olivia's. They do a fantastic brunch. And so if you're here on a day that they do brunch, highly recommend. Yes. Even if you aren't staying here, it's worth doing a stop by. It's
just to have the brunch.
You need a reservation, but it's not packed. Like I'm used to, somebody says go out to brunch and you're going to be like arm to arm with people and like it's packed and it's just like cozy and comfortable and good food beachy vibes. It's nice. And so definitely recommend Olivia's, and we might have to swing by there there was some dessert that you loved at Olivia's.
Don't remember.
We're gonna have to go remind ourselves what that was because he thought it was fantastic. But as always, we will circle back tomorrow morning to let you know how it was after we've slept here a night. For us, that's going to be, several hours from now. I can't do the math. I only slept an hour last night. But for you, it'll be right now.
Good morning. This is the next day here at Old Key West in our Deluxe Studio with Veranda that looks out into yonder. Overall, the room was pretty good. It's like Disney size. It's a little, like I said, awkward and small because of the space. But overall, I think it was a decent room. There are a couple things that could be improved on the room. One is the front door. So the door swings out instead of in like a normal door.
The door, like when you're approaching the door from the outside, you have to pull it towards you instead of out. And that's just super awkward in a wheelchair. So typically when you're in a hotel room, you see that the doors, go in, and that just is just a lot more compatible to trying to navigate a wheelchair and open a door.
Right.
So it made it harder for Adam to get in.
Yes.
Let's talk about the bathroom.
The shower benches on the left and the soap dispenser, shampoo, conditioner, and body wash are across the way. There's a grab bar above it. So it's a little bit awkward and far to reach when you try to use this body wash dispenser because you have to use the pump and the grab bar is above it. So you have like a little bit of space like just to try to get it in there to dispense the thing. Mm-hmm. That is awkward.
With the pump situation, like lack of hand dexterity. So like he's pushing with his palm. And so like that's why it was hard. If you were, it wouldn't be that part wouldn't be that bad, but you would need to get the soap and such before you sat down.
Yeah.
And then I just want to say again, the high flood potential because of the way that it's pointed. And so if you are transferring and you're parking your chair and your chair has electronics, Protect your electronics like you're going in the rain. We put a towel over your chair so that it's not drenched. Ask for extra towels so that you can like put the towels out so then it's easy to clean up. Shower last so that after, you know, y'all can leave and then the cleaning people can come deal with it. You know, those kinds of things are going to be important. Its age is showing, I will say. And so it's feeling a little bit like if DVC had value hotels, this would be one of them.
I like a dark room. I like to be like dark. There's a little bit of draft on one of the patio veranda doors. And so that
by dark he means like at night when you turn off the lights.
Yes.
Like he wants to sleep in total darkness, and there was some light leakage.
The beds were decent, pretty fine, pretty standard Disney beds. I think were pretty okay and comfortable. The location overall is good.
So we're in the Turtle Pond area.
There's a highway behind us, and so if you're a quiet person needs quietness, you may hear a lot of highway noise in the background.
If I was staying here again, I would pay the extra for the preferred category to get closer. This just feels really far away. The nice thing about Turtle Pond is that it is right near the pool, a snack area, like you can buy snacks and things.
Laundry facilities is also in there.
So that gives Turtle Pond an advantage.
Right. So back to the room.
Yeah, it does feel small. And maybe if there was a couch that converted to a bed or Murphy bed situation instead of two beds, maybe I would have felt like there was more space. You would have space to store a scooter in here. You're not going to have a bunch of room to like maneuver the scooter in here, but there is sort of a scooter parking space, not outside, inside, right in front of the door. There's like a little spot where it would park nicely.
So when to plug it in for, the plugs are a lot out.
Yeah, plenty of plugs.
Plenty
of plugs. Yeah, so would we recommend this hotel? Yes.
Okay,
is it our favorite? No. But also cheap points per night, right? So like sometimes you want to be comfortable and you want to just be like, oh, I'm in Disney and and sometimes you're like, I want a cheap trip. And so if you're looking for the cheap trip, but you need the space or the accommodations of a deluxe or your DVC and you don't want to spend a whole lot of points, it's fantastic for a cheap getaway. I mean, Grant, it's deluxe cheap. I want to be clear. Like, if you want cheap, go to the value hotels. But if you need the deluxe amenities, there's extended hours in the evening at certain parks when you stay at a deluxe hotel. This counts. If you need the kitchen microwave situation, you know, we've got a refrigerator that is larger than, it's not a full-size refrigerator, but it's larger than a dorm fridge. Full coffee pot, you've got a toaster. So like you could be making breakfast, which is a great way to save some money. This is a great option if you're if that's what you need. And it's probably, you know, you can do this cash price, or if you have DVC.
Key West, like we mentioned, is a very great place to come stay. Nice and quiet.
That is our review. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you would like help booking a Disney vacation, contact me. I'll have the information right here. And until next time,
stay strong,
get creative,
and keep exploring.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.